Christmas. How much happier can a guy be? The presentation will be about mobile interaction models that go beyond the application. Well, first I want to start with a disclaimer. This presentation isn't for everyone. It's only for the lesser gods here in the house. If you're a real star, like Steph, actually you shouldn't be here because real stars can achieve more. It's only for the normal people among us. Because if normal people think they're stars, well, they end up being bad copies of the original, and that's not what we want. And that's actually what we want to show in this presentation. Don't try to be a bad copy of something which is great. So to start with, we will look at some mobile interaction models. How do people use mobile? When you want to go mobile, you can't expect your full experience to go on the road with you. That would be insane. It would not be nice to do that. You have to think like the people from Adaptive Cats say, you have to think in terms of cupcake. Sure, a wedding cake is a very nice thing with all bells and whistles, very big, very tasty, many flavors in it. But when you scale it down and you want to bring all those flavors down to the level of this small thing, you better think like a cupcake. Just one flavor, one nifty thing, it's all you need. And sometimes you just don't have enough appetite to consume this big thing, or you don't have enough people or enough audience, so you need to resort to this smaller cupcake. So this is very important. When you think of mobile applications, really think less is more. Don't try to cram it all in there. Another thing to keep in mind is that the interaction time with the user is mostly limited. Most of the time people use their mobile devices, they use it for 30 seconds or less. Okay, some of their usage will start to get really prolonged, but your application should focus on interaction, which can be done in less than 30 seconds. But the good thing is, they will not judge you so much on how much efficiency they could achieve in those 30 seconds, how much productivity or how much value they would perceive from that application in those 30 seconds. Actually, they will look more like, was this fun to do? Was this something that I just wanted to do? That is very, very important in mobile. So you can get away with delivering less functionality as long as you make it fun to use and make the interesting features stand out first. Now, it has been said before in the audience, and I was behind that camera, I was saying, okay, yeah, this is what I wanted to say. When you go into mobile, it's not really about all these devices. This is a very old slide, it's 2005. It's not about the applications. This is, by the way, an application model we developed also in 2006 or something. That looks like the iPhone, but we didn't steal it from Apple because the iPhone didn't exist then. So it has to be the other way around. And it's also not about the applications you write. It's about the services that live in the net and that can interconnect to become better. And when your application focuses on these services, like the mapping services out there, like all the geolocation services, and you can integrate them together with communications messaging, you can really deliver nice functionality for the user. So you should focus on integrating these services and making them better by integrating them. It's not really about the application on the device. And I always try to sum it up. This is an acronym I'm trying to launch. I'm already trying to launch it 5 years, so one time it will pick up. It's not LDAP, the directory protocol, something technical. It's LDAP, it's location, time, activity, and profile. And that is a really nice acronym to define everything that determines the context of your user. And this is what I want to say. Always think when you write your application, what is my user doing now? When is he doing this? Maybe from the device I already know what time of day it is. So this could also give me some kind of clue of context. Maybe I have previous data on that user. That's his profile. I can use that. I can use the location. So use all these things to try to give him the best experience possible. And if you're a bit tired after lunch, I made a very simple drawing. It's like a comic book almost. This is your application. This is your mobile device. Well, this is that. Don't try to do this. Instead, try to do that. Try to take out the little services that are inside your application, the data that's inside, and try to make small, nifty applications out of them. Some even would call them widgets. That's a nice model. A good example of this is the FreshBooks application. FreshBooks is a website that allows you to generate invoices for your customers to track your time, etc. Not only for yourself, but for your whole team or even for different teams. So it can get quite complicated, and it's a nice application. But on mobile, they only get one functionality. That's the start button up there. And when you press start, you can press stop again. So that's all you need to do with your mobile. I want to register my time. And yes, of course, when I change my task or change my project, I can bill another customer. That's nice, so I can hook it up to another customer. But when do I want to generate my invoices? That's when I come home. That's when I do my bookkeeping. I don't have to do that on my mobile. So this is a very good example of keeping it simple and having very nice applications. In fact, I use FreshBooks for the only reason that they have this nice mobile application. So that's about mobile interaction model. Keep these things in mind when you make your application. So step one, we have that covered. Mobile interaction, we know how to do that. But now, what are we going to make? Yeah, of course, most people, they have a fantastic idea. Yeah, I am going to make an app that does this or that for my company. Most people inside companies think what they do is great for users. Well, wake up. Nobody is interested in your company on a mobile application. This is not what you should be thinking about. Think about what the user wants, what the user is doing, and what do you have in-house that can help them achieve that. I give an example here of something that I don't like, and that's the Craft iFood Assistant. This was started as a very good example at CeBIT of, wow, they did it really well. But why don't I like this? I buy food from a lot of fast-moving goods companies. Do I need to install an application for each brand that's in my household? I mean, I have food from 10 different brands in my cupboards. What application do I need to open? This makes no sense. I mean, I also want to make stuff that doesn't contain Craft food. So this is the wrong model. I'm not going to install an application for each and one of those manufacturers. From a user perspective, it's wrong. Another thing that's wrong is this type application. For starters, they offer it in Europe where nobody knows the brand Tide, so at least they could change the brand name to what they use here in Europe. And the second thing is, it's an application that tells you how to remove stains. That's very useful because I always make stains and nobody knows how to remove them. You should put sugar on them or put salt on them or wine, whatever. This application helps you with that. The problem is, all of the different stains, they give you the same explanation. Wash in Tide, soak in Tide, and repeat until clean. I mean, who wants to install this? This is very bad advertising for Tide. And this is typical an example of what you get when a company sets up a budget and says, well, this is our marketing strategy, this is what we need to do, so now we go in mobile. And that's the sort of thing you get when you start thinking from your company and not from what the users want. So basically my message here, if you want to know what you're doing, and this was originally created for an audience of ISPs who have to sell their application to their clients. Actually, mobile applications are a great opportunity for upselling. Because the first thing you will notice when a customer asks you, I want a mobile application, that is, they don't know what their users want. So, there comes the magic of social networking and social media. You can tell them, well, why don't you get active on these networks? Because your users are there. So if you want to know what they need, if you want to know what they want, then we'll just send you some social media consulting, whatever. So listen to your users and then decide what to make. So, two important grounds covered. We know how to interact with those users. We know how to choose the functionality of our application. That's good. So our company is already moving good into the mobile space. Now we need to choose technology. Oh my God, that's difficult because a lot of conferences are dedicated to that. There's a lot of different platforms. But even before we have the platforms, the big question is, shall we make a mobile website or shall we make an application? And that's where the debate starts. Okay, fights have been done about this. We only have about 20 minutes here, so I will just conclude with it depends. It depends on a lot of things, and well, it depends on the circumstances. One picture I like to draw to just outline where the differences are is this very amateuristic picture. It's a picture